Imagine standing on top of a mountain. The view is breathtaking and you've made it to the peak, but here's the thing, getting there didn't happen by accident. It all started with one small decision, the decision to set a goal, take action, and never look back. Today, we'll dive into how to set goals that will change your life. The right goals backed by clear actions, and persistence will take you places you never thought possible, whether you're striving for personal growth, career success, or financial freedom. It all begins with a single powerful step: setting the right goals. Setting goals isn't just about writing something down, it's about creating a roadmap for your future. So if you're ready to unlock your full potential and turn your dreams into reality, this is the video for you. I've refined a 5-step process that can take you from where you want to be regardless of your objective. These steps are straightforward, but don't confuse simplicity with ease. They demand discipline, focus, and persistence. However, if you commit to them, I promise you'll progress toward your goals in ways you never thought possible. The first and most critical step in achieving any goal is clarity about it. Progress becomes impossible. Think about how many people say they want more out of life, but have no clear idea of what that actually looks like. They know they want change, something better, but they've never taken the time to define it. For example, someone might say, I want more money, or I want to be successful, but what does that truly mean? How much money? What kind of success? Without specificity and a clear definition of what you're aiming for, you'll end up chasing vague notions and never quite reaching them. Clarity is the cornerstone of all success. It's like aiming at a target. If you don't know exactly what the target looks like, how can you hit it? The answer is you can't. You'll miss every single time. The first step then is to get crystal clear on your goal, not in general terms, but in specific measurable ones. Take time to reflect and ask yourself, what exactly do I want? If it's financial freedom, define it clearly. Does that mean earning $100,000 a year, $500,000? Or is it more about the lifestyle? Perhaps you want to work fewer hours and spend more time with your family. What would that look like? How many hours per week would you work? How much free time would you have? The clearer you are about your goal, the more empowered you'll be to achieve it. Once you've established the clarity, the next step is to visualize it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself having achieved that goal. What does your life look like? What are you doing? How do you feel? And who are you? With this mental image becomes the foundation of your success. When your mind can clearly visualize a goal, it begins working toward making it a reality. But the mind can see with clarity, it can bring into existence. However, if the picture is unclear or the goal remains vague, your mind has nothing concrete to target. Years ago, I met a young man at one of my seminars. He was ambitious, full of energy, but lacked direction. He told me he wanted to be rich, but when I asked how much money he wanted to make, he didn't have an answer. He hadn't given it much thought. He just knew he wanted more. I explained to him that without defining his goal, he couldn't possibly achieve it. You can't hit a target you can't. See, he took that advice to heart, went home, and gave it serious thought. He wrote down a specific goal, earned $200,000. By the end of the year, once he had clarity, his decision started aligning with his goal. He channeled his energy, time, and resources into opportunities that brought him closer to that $200,000 mark. By the year's end, he had achieved his goal. That's the transformative power of clarity. So if you haven't done so, already take some time to write down your goal in detail. Be specific, be clear. The more detailed you are, the sharper your focus will be. And the sharper your focus, the faster you'll see progress. Once you've achieved clarity, the next step is to create a plan. A goal without a plan is nothing more than a dream. It becomes real only when you map out the steps to reach it. Far too often people set a goal and stop there. They might say, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to double my income, but they never take the time to figure out how to make it happen. Without a plan, you're essentially wandering aimlessly, hoping for the best. A plan acts as your roadmap, guiding you from where you are now to where you want to be. And here's the key: your plan doesn't need to be flawless. You don't have to have every step perfectly laid out before you begin. In fact, waiting until you've figured out every single detail will only delay your progress. The beauty of a plan is that evolves over time. You can adjust and refine it as you move forward. Think of it this way: when you decide to embark on a cross-country road trip, you don't need to know every single turn from the outset. You don't need to know every turn in advance. You just need a general route, the major highways, and a plan to adjust for traffic, weather, or unexpected detours along the way. That initial map is essential to get started. So once you've established clarity on your goal, the next step is to ask yourself, how do I get there? Break your goal into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 billion, don't fixate on the total number. Instead, create a plan to lose 1 pound, 2 PBS per week. Ask yourself specific questions. What changes should I make to my diet? How often should I exercise? What tools or support systems do I need to stay on track? Perhaps you need a trainer, a workout partner, or a meal plan. The key is to make your plan as specific and detailed as your goal. An effective plan must also be actionable and realistic. Too often people create overly ambitious plans that are impossible to maintain. They might say, I'm going to work out 2 hours every day, cut out all sugar, and run a marathon by the end of the month. But such plans are rarely sustainable. It's far better to start small and build momentum over time. Taking manageable, consistent actions prevents burnout and sets you up for long-term success. If your goal is to start a business, how do you turn that dream into reality? Begin with the fundamentals. What kind of business do you want to create? Who are your target customers? What knowledge or skills do you need to acquire before launching? Break the process into smaller steps. For instance, you might begin by researching your market, followed by creating a business plan. Then you could focus on securing funding or saving money. No step is too small as long as it moves you closer to your goal. When I was starting out, I didn't know every step required to achieve success, but I did know that learning and self-improvement were critical. So I created a plan to read a certain number of books each month, set aside time to meet with mentors, and consistently applied what I learned. My plan wasn't perfect, and I adapted it as I progressed, but it provided the structure I needed to stay focused. Remember, flexibility is essential. Life happens and things won't always go as planned, and that's okay. If something doesn't work out, adjust your plan, revise your approach, and try again, but don't abandon the goal itself. So this is why it's crucial to review your plan regularly. Set aside time each week to reflect. Are you making progress? Are there adjustments you need to make? Do your act. At times you may need to pivot. Perhaps a new opportunity arises, or you discover that acquiring a new skill is essential for progress. Whatever the case, remain open to adapting while keeping your focus firmly on the goal. Next, the fourth step is accountability, a critical yet often overlooked component of achieving success. When you hold yourself accountable to someone else, whether it's a friend, mentor, or coach, you significantly increase your chances of following through on your commitments. Why does accountability work? It creates a sense of responsibility. It adds an external layer of pressure that motivates you to keep going even on days when you don't feel like it. Here's the reality about goals. It's easy to make promises to yourself, but it's just as easy to break them. You might tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, but when tomorrow arrives, you find another excuse to delay. When no one else is watching, it's easy to let yourself off the hook. However, when someone is counting on you, expecting you to deliver, you're far less likely to quit. Let me share an example of how accountability impacted my own journey. I was working on a major project that required months of consistent effort to complete. To ensure I stayed focused and didn't lose momentum, I sought the help of a mentor. We met weekly to review my progress. Knowing I had to report back each week motivated me to push forward consistently. I didn't want to show up unprepared, so I made sure to make measurable progress every time. That's the power of accountability, and it doesn't have to be formal. You don't need to hire a coach or find a professional mentor if that's not feasible. Instead, find a friend or colleague pursuing their own goals and agree to hold each other accountable. Set up a system where you check and regularly share updates on your progress and encourage one another to stay the course. If you can't find an accountability partner, hold yourself accountable. One of the best ways to do this is by tracking your progress. Use a journal, create a checklist, or develop a habit tracker, whatever system works best for you. Seeing your progress or lack thereof clearly documented can be a powerful motivator to keep moving forward. Accountability provides the structure needed to keep you on track. When motivation wanes, it ensures you continue moving forward even during challenging times. So, after gaining clarity, crafting a plan, Taking action makes sure you establish a system to stay accountable. It's a vital part of the process. The final step to achieving any goal is persistence. This is the defining factor that separates those who succeed from those who fall short far too. Often people give up too early. They set a goal, create a plan, and start taking action. But the moment they encounter challenges, whether it's a setback, a roadblock, or slow progress, they throw in the towel. Persistence is what transforms dreams into reality. It's the determination to keep going no matter how tough the journey becomes. It's what sets apart the winners from the quitters. Success doesn't come to those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It belongs to those who push through even when progress feels painfully slow or when obstacles arise. Most people don't fail because their goals are too ambitious or because they lack the ability to achieve them. They fail because they give up too soon. They allow temporary struggles to become permanent roadblocks. But persistence is the force that helps you break through those tough moments. Think about how many people start something with enthusiasm and energy only to quit when things get challenging. Now consider this. What if they had just persevered for another week, another month, or another year? What if they had pushed just a little bit harder? Success doesn't come to those who try once or twice and stop. It comes to those who keep going, who are willing to fail, learn, and try again. Take Colonel Sanders as an example. His journey to success wasn't quick or easy, and in fact, he didn't establish KFC until he was in his 60s. Before that, his life was filled with setbacks and failures. He worked a wide range of jobs: fireman, streetcar conductor, railroad fireman, and even tried running a law practice that ultimately failed. Later, he managed a small service station in Kentucky where he served what would become his now famous fried chicken. When he attempted to franchise his recipe, he was rejected over 1,000 times. Yes, more than 1,000 rejections. Imagine that a man in his 60s with very little to his name traveling across the country, knocking on doors trying to sell his chicken recipe, and being turned down repeatedly. Most people would have given up after a few rejections, but not Colonel Sanders. He believed in his product and remained persistent. He kept going rejection after rejection until one day a restaurant owner finally said yes. That single yes marked the beginning of what would become a global brand. Today, KFC operates in over 100 countries. None of it would have been possible if Colonel Sanders hadn't kept going after those 1,000 rejections. That's what persistence truly looks like, the determination to keep moving forward, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Colonel Sanders didn't let failure define him. Instead, he used each rejection as a stepping stone to success. He didn't quit just because things weren't working out immediately. He kept knocking on doors, refining his approach. He eventually found the breakthrough he needed. That's the power of persistence, staying committed even when everything around you suggests giving up. The key to persistence is recognizing that setbacks aren't permanent, they're temporary and simply part of the journey. Every great success story is filled with failures, obstacles, and disappointments. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they respond. Successful people don't stop. They've used setback as lessons and opportunities to grow. Here's a little known truth about persistence. The moment you feel like giving up, the moment when everything feels the hardest, is often the point where you're closest to a breakthrough. Many people quit just before they succeed. It's like the story of the man digging for gold. He spent weeks, even months digging without finding anything. Exhausted and frustrated, he gave up and walked away. What he didn't realize was that he was just 3 feet away from strike gold 3. Yet if he had persisted for just one more day, he would have found what he was searching for. This is why persistence matters, because you never know how close you are to success. You never know when the breakthrough is right around the corner. So how do you develop persistence? How do you keep going when things get tough? First, stay connected to your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What's at stake for you? When you're clear on your reason, when you deeply understand the purpose behind your goal, it fuels your determination to keep going Even when motivation wanes, maybe your goal is to provide a better life for your family. Maybe it's to prove to yourself that you can achieve it, or perhaps it's to live a healthier, longer life. Whatever your reason, keep it at the forefront of your mind. When challenges arise, remind yourself of your why. It will give you the strength to push through. Another key to persistence is break your goal into smaller milestones. Focusing only on the big goal can feel overwhelming and lead to a loss of motivation. But when you break it down into smaller, manageable steps, it's easier to maintain momentum. Celebrate every milestone you achieve, no matter how small. Each small win is a reminder that you're making progress. Recognizing that progress keeps you motivated and reinforces that you're moving in the right direction. However, persistence isn't about stubbornly sticking to a single approach. It doesn't mean doing the same thing repeatedly, even when it's not working. True persistence is about staying committed to the goal while remaining flexible in your methods. If one strategy isn't effective, try a new one. If you encounter a wall, find a way to go around it. Be willing to adjust your plan, but never give up on your goal. Let me share a personal story. Early in my career, as I was trying to launch my speaking business, I faced more obstacles than I can count. Financial hardships weighed on me. I delivered talks that didn't resonate with the audience. People openly doubted my ability to succeed, telling me that the competition was too stiff, that I didn't have what it took. Each setback became a learning opportunity. When a presentation didn't go as planned, I analyzed what went wrong and improved for the next one. When financial challenges arose, I found creative ways to keep moving forward. The road was anything but easy, but by staying focused and persistent, I eventually saw results. That's the power of persistence. It doesn't promise immediate rewards, but it guarantees eventual success. If you don't quit, persistence isn't just about sheer determination. It's also about having faith. You need faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, and faith that the process will lead you to success. Faith is what keeps you moving when the path is unclear and the future seems. Think of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. He famously failed thousands of times before he succeeded. When asked about these failures, he replied, "I didn't fail one to fail 0 times. I found 1 0 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of someone who has faith in the process. He didn't view setbacks as failures. He saw them as stepping stones. Now let's revisit the first step to achieving any goal. Clarity. Clarity is where it all begins. Without it, you're like a ship drifting aimlessly at sea, hoping to reach the shore. When you don't know exactly what you're aiming for, it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. If you were to go on a road trip, you wouldn't just get in your car and drive in a random direction. You choose a destination, map out the route, and plan your stops along the way. Achieving your goals is no different. You need a clear vision of where you want to go. Clarity means defining your goal in specific, measurable terms. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success means to you. Does it mean earning $500,000 a year? Does it mean owning your dream home or running a business that impacts millions? The clearer you are, the more likely you are to achieve it. Here's another example. If your goal is to lose weight, don't just say, "I want to be healthier." Set a specific target, like losing 20 pounds in 6 months. This specificity gives your brain a clear target to aim for. Once you're clear on your goal, take it a step further. Visualize it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already achieving it. Picture the details, the sights, sounds, and emotions of success. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a powerful tool that trains your mind to believe in your goal. Science has shown that when you visualize success, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were actually experiencing it. This primes you to take action and stay motivated. Once you gain clarity, the next step is to create a plan. A goal without a plan is nothing more than a wish. Planning bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Start by breaking your goal into smaller, actionable steps. Let's say your goal is to save $50,000 in a year. How much do you need to save each month? What expenses can you cut back on? What additional income streams can you create? By breaking it down, the goal becomes less intimidating and more achievable. Remember, your plan It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it won't be. Life is unpredictable, and you'll need to judge your plan along the way, but having a plan gives you direction and a starting point. Think of your plan as a GPS. If you encounter roadblocks or detours, the GPS calibrates and finds an alternate route. Similarly, your plan should be flexible enough to adapt to changing circumstances without losing sight of the goal. Now that you have a plan, it's time to act. This is where many people get stuck. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect set of circumstances but here's the truth, there's no such thing as the perfect time. Even small actions, when taken consistently, lead to progress. If your goal is to write a book, start by writing 1 page a day. If your goal is to get in shape, start by walking for 15 minutes a day. What matters is that you start. The 4th step, accountability, is a game changer. When you're accountable to someone else, you're far more likely to follow through on your commitment. Comments. Accountability creates external pressure, which helps you stay disciplined. For example, if you're working on a fitness goal, find a workout buddy or hire a trainer. Knowing that someone else is counting on you makes it harder to skip workouts. If you can't find someone to hold you accountable, hold yourself accountable. Use tools like journals, habit trackers, apps to monitor your progress, celebrate your wins, but also be honest about your setbacks. Finally, the 5th and most important step, persistence. Persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Most people give up too soon. They let temporary setbacks become permanent failures. Take Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. He was rejected over 1,000 times before someone agreed to franchise his chicken recipe. If he had given up after the first 10 rejections, or even after 100, his story is a testament to the power of persistence. Setbacks are inevitable, but they're not the end of the road. They're opportunities to learn and grow. When you face challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? Faith is the foundation of persistence. It's the belief that your efforts will pay off even when the results aren't immediately visible. Faith keeps you moving forward when motivation fades off, and the moment you feel like giving up is when you're closest to success. It's like the man who was digging for gold and stop, just thrift away from striking it rich. Don't let temporary frustrations rob you of long-term rewards. Persistence isn't just about grinding endlessly. It's about recognizing and celebrating small victories along the way. Each milestone you achieve is proof that you're making progress. Being persistent doesn't mean being stubborn. If something isn't working, be willing to try a new approach. Flexibility is key to long-term success. Success isn't a matter of luck or talent. It's a matter of following a proven process. Gain clarity on your goal. Create a plan to achieve it. Take consistent action. Stay accountable. Be persistent. These 5 steps are universal. Whether you're pursuing a personal, financial, or professional goal, they will guide you to success. Remember, the journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Success is within your reach. Go after it with clarity, determination, and faith, and you'll achieve more than you ever thought possible. Setting a goal is like planting a seed. At first, it's small and barely visible, but with care, attention, and commitment, that seed grows into something much greater than you could have imagined. The journey you start today will determine the future you create. Now you may be asking yourself, what's next? You've set your goal, created your plan, and taken your first steps. But here's the truth. This journey isn't about being perfect. It's about persistence. It's about staying focused even when it feels like everything is working against you. Life will throw obstacles your way. You might face setbacks, doubts, or moments where progress seems slow, but these are the moments that define you. This is where your growth happens, through the challenges, the failures, and the lessons you learn along the way. Don't let a moment of doubt make you think you're not capable. The fact that you're even trying means you're already ahead of the game. Every effort you put in, every decision you make, and every action you take is building the future desire. Success isn't just a destination, it's a journey. It's a series of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Every small goal you accomplish will lead to bigger milestones, and each success will give you the confidence to push forward as you work toward your goals. Take time to reflect, celebrate those small wins, those moments where you can look back and say I did that, because these wins are the foundation for even bigger your dreams are possible, and you have everything you need inside of you to achieve them. But the key is not to wait for the perfect time or the perfect circumstances. The perfect moment is now. It's the decisions you make today that shape your tomorrow's success. Doesn't happen overnight. It will happen if you stay committed. It's the daily grind, the willingness to keep showing up, even when the results aren't immediate, that leads to success. Keep moving forward, even if the progress is slow when you encounter obstacles. Remember, setbacks are not permanent. They are part of the process. Every great success story is filled with failures, roadblocks, and disappointments. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones keep going. Don't be afraid to fail. Failures are not the end of the road. They're part of the journey. Learn from them, grow from them, and adjust your approach. But never give up on the goal itself. The road to success isn't always straight, and sometimes you'll need to adjust your course. That's okay. The key is to stay committed to the goal. Flexibility in your approach will allow you to adapt to the ever-changing circumstances around you. Every step you take is progress. Even if it's a small step, it's still a step forward. Celebrate that progress. And when you achieve those smaller wins, it will fuel your motivation to keep going. You are capable of achieving greatness. You have the strength, the resilience, the determination to reach your goals, but you have to take action. The longer you wait to start, the longer it will take to reach your destination. You may encounter doubt along the way. It's natural, but use that doubt as fuel to push harder. Doubt doesn't define you. It's just a temporary feeling that can be overcome with belief in your abilities and trust in the process. Stay connected to your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What is the deeper reason behind your desire to achieve it? Keep that reason close to your heart and let it guide you when the going gets tough. The journey you're on is yours and it's unique to you. Don't compare your progress to anyone else's. Your timeline is different, and that's okay. What matters is that you're moving forward, no matter how small the steps. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is persistence. It's the willingness to keep going even when things aren't going as planned. Persistence means continuing to put in the effort even when the results aren't immediate. The setbacks you face today will be the stories you tell tomorrow. They will be the lessons that shaped you and led you to success. So when things don't go as planned, remember, you're building resilience. You're becoming stronger, more capable, and more prepared for what's ahead. There's no such thing as a straight path to success. It's filled with twists, turns, and detours, but with persistence, you'll find your way. And with each obstacle you overcome, you both confident in your ability to succeed. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Tap into that energy, that passion, and use it to keep moving forward. You're closer to your goal than you think. Success is not about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying committed even when the results are instant. Trust the process, trust yourself, and most importantly, trust that your hard work will pay off. Every great success story starts with someone who decided to take action, and that someone can be you. You have everything you need right now to begin your journey. As you continue on your path, know that you are not alone. There are countless others who are working towards their own goals. We all share this journey, and together we rise. You don't have to do it all at once. Take it one step at a time. Focus on the next step, not the entire journey. The rest will unfold as you go. Remember, persistence is not about never failing. It's about failing and getting back up. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to improve. When you reach your goal, you'll look back and see that it was all worth it. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment of doubt, it was all part of the journey that led you to success. So take action today. Make your goal clear. Create your plan. Begin. The longer you wait, the longer it will take to achieve what you desire. Start now and watch the results unfold. The world is waiting for you to achieve your greatness. It's within your reach. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Trust yourself, trust the process, and never give up on your dreams. You got to stay focused, stay persistent, and success will follow. Now it's your turn. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Take that first step toward your goal, no matter how small. Set your sights high, create a plan, and take action. You've got the clarity, the tools, and the drive you need to succeed. But remember, the real magic happens when you commit to your goal. Stay accountable. and keep pushing forward no matter what. The road won't always be easy, but if you stay persistent, success will follow. So are you ready to make your dreams a reality? Take that first step right now. Make today the day you begin your journey. Let's go, because your future is waiting. If you found value, don't keep this to yourself. Share it with someone who needs this message too. And if you're ready to take your goals to the next level, stay connected, subscribe, follow, and let's keep moving forward together. Now go out there and turn your dreams into your reality.